Welcome to Attorneys to Artists, the podcast that we have now put together. We have with us the legendary Jim Jones. It's an honor to have Jim Jones in our podcast. Is not only an honor, but it really is a star to start our podcast with him. Jim Jones, Jim, welcome.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. You gotta get your catchphrase. You gotta get your catchphrase when you start.
What do you think it should be? Tell me.
Like something like, "Welcome to Artist to Artist," where we feel that everyone has a right to an attorney.
There you go.
Welcome to Attorney to Artist, where we feel like everybody has the right to an attorney.
Everyone has a right to justice.
Everyone has the right to justice. You gotta do something like that. Give you a little tagline.
I like it.
So, what kind of attorney are you actually?
I don't do criminal stuff, actually. I do a lot of civil litigation and entertainment law.
Civil litigation and entertainment law.
Right.
A lot of lawsuits. Have you ever done criminal before?
I've never done a criminal in 34 years I've been practicing.
Wow.
I've only done the boring stuff, which is to go to court and go to trial and do the contract stuff.
And when you say entertainment, for rappers, actors, music, athletes,
rappers, the designers,
like fashion designers,
different people, depending on what they need. I don't call myself just an attorney. I call myself the fixer.
The fixer.
Because an attorney, goes to court. Anyone could be an attorney.
Mm-hmm.
You file lawsuits, you pay the fee, and you just go in. But a fixer takes care of all the problems.
Are you good at fixing?
I think I am. I've done a good job in fixing a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And you need to do it fast. There are a lot of fixers who charge you maybe $400,000 by the time they fix the problem. But the clients want the fixer to fix stuff for $4,000 or very, very limited amount of time. The time is money.
Time is money, especially when attorneys and you retain them, and then the retainer runs out after you've been speaking to them on the phone, and they got the stop clock on, and you're not realizing how fast an hour could go by.
Yeah.
I get it. I just wanted to figure out what type of attorney you was. Maybe I could use you in the future for any civil problems I may have run across. 'Cause I've run across a lot of civil problems in my time, whether me trying to get justice or somebody trying to get justice against me. Both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah,
So.
Unfortunately, it only takes $400 to file a lawsuit, and anyone could file a lawsuit, and that's the problem. They can have no right whatsoever, and they still could file a lawsuit and go after you. So you do need somebody good who gets you out of those situations,
$400 to file a lawsuit is kind of crazy. And
Yeah.
anyway, you go downtown to where City Hall or something.
Yeah.
How do you file a lawsuit?
Just go down to the Superior Court. You have to have form. Now they have forms. Before they didn't have them. Now they have forms that you do put some check marks on it, and you pay your $400, and you have a lawsuit now. That's it. That's all it takes.
And then once you get a person to now come go out and serve
Serve them with a lawsuit, and once you serve them with a lawsuit, you file an answer, and now you're.
So what's the exact procedure for serving a lawsuit? Does the actual paper have to touch the person's hand, or what is the rules?
You have to identify the other person. So if I come to you and say, Jim, I have a lawsuit, are you Jim Jones? And you say yes, I don't have to actually hand you the lawsuit. You can't just say, I'm not going to take it and run away. They can just throw it at your feet, kind of, because they identified you. Or they can serve you by something called a subservice. They can actually take it to a place of business or your house, and anyone over the age of 18, they can just give it to them. So they don't have to hand you the lawsuit.
So they can go to your house as long as somebody in your house actually receives
Actually takes them.
Then the lawsuit is served.
Lawsuit, and then you have it's a subserve.
But they can't mail a lawsuit.
They can mail it, but you have to acknowledge receiving it, and 99.9% of people never acknowledge receiving it. Why would you do it? Why would you acknowledge receiving a lawsuit?
I've never received a lawsuit through the mail, but I've seen people.
Yeah, people do it because they say that if you sign and you say that you received it, then you save the cost of a service, but 99% of people don't ever, sign that acknowledgement letter.
Do you know about landlord stuff.
Landlord tenant stuff.
Hmm.
I mean, I represented a lot of landlords against tenants and tenants against landlords. So that's commercial litigation. Yeah, we've done.
So if I put a scenario in front of you, you think you can help me out?
I'm gonna try.
So there's a friend of mine who leased some property, and then the landlord or the owner started to renege on the lease and started to do facetious things to try to kick my friend out. And then one day, after my friend went through renegotiating a second lease, which I told him I felt like they was robbing you, just a money ploy, but cool. Renegotiated a second lease with a better lawyer, getting everything straight. After the renegotiating of the second lease, and after he paid them the rent, they came and tried to lock him out of his own establishment illegally. And when he came there, he had to break the doors down, and the police came, and the police kicked the landlord or the owner out of the premises and told him, you have to come back with a court order because what you did was illegal.
100%.
Now, so after the police does this, that's legal documentation, right? Mm-hmm. So when they say that it's an illegal action, does that mean illegal where he should have been arrested for what he did, or just illegal where now he can be brought up into for a civil lawsuit? Or
Well, there's two things. One, I don't do criminal, but one is that you're trespassing. There's no different than somebody breaks the door in here, and when you lock it and they break it and they come in. So one is it's trespass, so it has a criminal side to it. At that point, the decision of the police to arrest him or not. Is there a criminal action? Yes, there's a trespass. You cannot enter a premises leased to somebody else because that's their property during the lessee time. There's a criminal aspect to it. Now, does the police do anything? Does the DA file a claim? That's different. Did they trespass? Yes. And then definitely there's a civil side to it. Are there any damages as a result of you entering that premises? Did you break the door? Was there any business that was lost? That's the civil side of it.
Now, a lawyer that I was saying was like, in that case that when you go to court, since that was done legally and the police have that on record now, it like eliminates one process of the civil suit. Now it just goes straight to the damages that were incurred.
Well, the answer is, yeah, there are two things you always have to prove in a civil case. One is liability, who's at fault, and second is damages. If the police has already said that there was a trespass and everything else, you've already fulfilled the first leg of it. It's just your damages is the only thing that you need to really look at that point.
See where I'm going with this, P?
So your damages is you get an economist and you get damages on it. You know, that's the best thing you can do is to get an economist and put some damages on that.
What's an economist?
How much is an economist?
What is an economist?
Economist is a guy that comes in and, sometimes people don't have, you break a door, to fix a door, it's going to cost $2,000, for example. A contractor comes and says the door is $2,000. A loss of business is a whole lot harder to calculate.
Well, my friend lost a lot of business.
So that's when you have to somehow, let's say 12 jurors are sitting in front of you and you need to explain to them how much you've lost. There has to be an economist that comes in and says, your losses based on A, B, C, and D is this much. Then the jury goes, okay, now I understand that. Because there's some progression to where you get to a number. But you need to have an economist to put the pieces of puzzle together.
And that's the name of the person we would need.
He's an economist.
Is an economist.
Yeah.
Economist, write that down. He needs an economist. Yeah, that's like...
Yeah, not an accountant, though. There are a lot of people go to an accountant, hire an accountant to calculate their damages.
That's
accountant can't calculate damages.
But they both deal with numbers.
Yes.
Economist.
Yep.
Our friend needs an economist.
Yep.
I mean, so I didn't want to I just wanted to, since you said you represent civil cases and stuff, so I wanted to ask a couple questions for a friend of mine, since I know he was going through a few things,
Yeah. Yep. Let me Call me. Let's talk some more off camera.
Oh,
on this.
I'll have him call you if that's the case. But so now I didn't want to interrupt you. So where were we at? What did you want? What are we talking about?
Why are we sitting here?
Yeah,
today?
what are we talking about? We already got off to a great start. What are we talking about?
No, we're just talking about artists and how there are artists. Sometimes I was talking to a friend and they said, well, there's a lot of artists from Asia that are trying to come here.
Right.
And we've actually talked to 3 or 4 of them with a partner of mine. And then there are a lot of artists from here that are trying to go to Asia. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about the Asian market, and how do you feel about Asian artists trying to come to U.S.?
Well, naturally, the Asian market is bigger than the United States market just because the numbers of people that's in Asia opposed to the number that's people in United States. But United States is where the music is at. This is where commercialism is. This is where everything happens for any artist, entertainer. This is the big place to be. This is where it all happens at. And then in those other countries, they don't have as much freedom as we have when it comes to our artistry. And then to become a worldwide renowned hit, like everything starts in America when it comes to rap, when it comes to rock and roll, when it comes to all these genres of music that so many fans from all different countries around the world all love and admire. So everybody would love to be able to cross over to have an American hit per se and things like that. Now I think that the angle for the artists trying to get over to China is because they have so many people, and they if you can get a record or any type of business to catch a buzz out there, then you can make a shitload of money just because the numbers of people out there. And that goes for anything, I believe. Anything you can sell in China or in Asia or in Japan,
South Korea,
you're going to make a lot of money if you have something that the people gravitate to, like whether it's music, whether it's actual physical. I mean, they have that many people and that many kids. So and this is why hip-hop is definitely so big over there, because of the vast amount of people that gravitated towards hip hop for so many years and things like that. And that's why Dipset is actually so big in the Asian market, because of the hip hop culture and them gravitating to our whole style, rap, lingo, walk, talk. Like, it's almost crazy when the few times that I have been over to Japan and the love that I get when I come out there. So it's dope to see a whole nother side of the world that really respects the hip-hop culture, and they probably know more about the culture than people in the United States do, actually, because they study it. We live it. They study it. So it's a whole different aspect, if you understand what I mean?
It's one thing that's very interesting, and I think Asian market kind of understands what you just said. Rapping is not just rapping. It's a culture. It's a lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of understand the lifestyle. As you said, you live it. They need to understand it, because they don't live it on a daily basis.
It's different because they wasn't born into it. Like, it's kind of a refuge we were born into with this hip hop. Like, it was born out of survival. Damn near created from just us being so cool and having a whole different mindset when it came to music. It's infectious. It's cool. Everybody loves cool. You know what I mean? Like, when I was younger, I looked at the rappers like superheroes. They were just as big as Superman in my eyes. And I think that same feeling has took a trip around the world, especially landed in Asia very heavy and things like that. And to understand the culture and not being born in it, not being born in the projects or the communities that we were born in, I don't think they have that side of it in Asia and shit like that. You know what I mean? But now to understand it and read it like a textbook, like we read about different wars coming up and shit like that, is a whole different aspect. You get to understand a little bit different side of looking from outside in.
Yeah.
You can't see as much looking from inside out.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So
or it's different view. It's a different view altogether.
It is. I would say that too. But these places like Asia and China, they have opened up so many doors for hip hop to cross into also. So we can't forget that aspect. You know what I mean? Like, they open up so many doors to different cultures and things like that now mix with our hip hop culture.
What would you say to any rapper who's trying to start? One thing that you would say, I should have done it differently than I have done it up to now.
Well, I wouldn't say I've done anything differently up to now because I wouldn't be sitting here with you.
That's true.
And everybody has their own roadmap and their own journey when it comes to wanting to become an entertainer or wanting to become a rapper. And there are some things that I've done that I wouldn't advise other people to do. You know what I mean? Because it might not work for you in my favor. And some of these things I've done way wrong, but somehow they ended up being right for me. You know what I mean? But I can't say use your intuition when it comes to music. Hard work is going to be the best thing that you have for you. And being relentless and taking discouragement on the chin. You dig? Other than that, the journey is yours to take. You dig? Besides the marketing, the promo, the regular steps that it takes for an artist to become a household name or to become a name inside of this hip-hop culture. Nothing is promised. Nobody is promised to become a big star. None of that is promised. You know what I mean? The only thing that is promised is the work that you're going to put in to try to get you there. You dig? I can't tell you that. And unless you have a shitload of money to help you cheat the system, you're going to have to go through it, man. It's not an easy ride, but it's a hell of a ride. I can't tell you that. They say overnight success takes 10 years. I've been here 30 years. I'm on my third overnight success. Nigga, that's 3 nights. You heard? Takes 30 years to get 3 nights. Think about that.
It is true. Longevity means a lot. You know, you have rappers that come in 1 or 2 songs and they're gone, and 30 years later you're still rapping, you're still doing what you've done 30 years ago, and people still follow you. And that is something that's why they call you the legend. That's why they call you the godfather of rap, really, or at least one of them. And I'm not trying to just say that just to make you feel better, but that is really true. You know what? I want to do something a little bit different. We have 2 artists, and I'm gonna go ahead and sample them for you.
All right.
One of them is an unknown artist.
Okay.
The second one you might have known about it. Her name is Vava.
Vava.
So I'm gonna do the first artist first.
All right.
And have you sample it first.
Let's do it. Let's see what it got.
Got vision, I don't give a damn, I just change the mission. 看到他们一个倒下投降，我还站在桥头 like a general strong. 脚踏实地 but that shit don't matter. Cause when I rise up, they just chatter. So fuck them all, I do even better. Turn cold nights into gold weather. My story written in the concrete floor. Every scar metal, every loss of war, every loss of war. Grinning while the tears drop. Shout it down, yeah, they still drop. Diamonds on my wrist make the whole block pop, but my heart still cold like the streets we rock. Yeah, grinning while the tears drop.
That's one.
Okay.
That's artist number 1. Artist number 2. What do you think?
I think they was both decent. The first rappers sound like a authentic hip hop rap. Beat is hard. Second artist is rapping in what's that? Japanese, Mandarin, Chinese. So of course I don't know what she's saying, but every verse has a cadence to it. So I can't hear the metaphors, but I can hear how she ends her cadence, and it sounds like she's ended in the metaphor. So it's melodic. It sounds like it fits. It doesn't sound like it's out of order. To choose between the both of them, what I probably would listen to more, probably would be the first artist, naturally because he's speaking more in English.
You can understand what he's...
Yeah, he's speaking more English than the second language. Right. But the Chinese artist, I'm not mad at. She was pretty dope, and the beat was pretty funky also.
All right. That's good. Let me ask you a real quick question. Legacy plan.
Legacy.
People having something that would last you forever. Some plan for a rapper to have a plan after they stop rapping, or for their family for a long time. Is that something that is something that people should be thinking about if you're a rapper and you're thinking about future? And everyone says, "Oh yeah, I understand. I want my music to go on forever," but it might not. So legacy plan. Have you heard of it? And what do you think about it?
Legacy plan, that terminology, probably be the first time I'm hearing it, but I do believe that every artist should prepare themselves for the future. It's easy to become rich. It's hard to stay rich. It's easy to get the success. It's hard to keep the success. You got to use those moments for what they're there for. Everybody's not going to have a long career inside of this music industry. But if you have some light shining on you, that means that you can use that light to shine on other things you want to get into. I would tell most artists to figure out how to invest at a very early part of your career. Because before you know it, when all's said and done, them investments is going to come back when you need it the most, especially if you're getting money. These things you seem to forget about until times of need come around. I mean, there's ups and downs in this music, and there's dry points just as well as there's a lot of rain. You need to be prepared for those rainy days, and these investments that you can make while you have some money are I would figure out some of the best things you can do. And there are others that'll be so successful and they might not have to make as many investments as others. But I believe that building a foundation for yourself and creating a path of financial freedom for your family is what every man should dream of doing. And for people like myself, these are things you should definitely start doing. And if you haven't done so, when you see this, then maybe you should start to do so.
Right. Yeah, but you have a clothing brand.
Yeah, I have a clothing brand.
It's called
Jomo Dipset brand. The Set, Diplomat, the Eagle.
I've seen it. It is just incredible. Mm-hmm. Incredible design, very new, very fresh, very different. I saw a whole bunch of people. I saw some promos on it. What's the inspiration for it?
Shockingly, just came out of very simple design on work clothes, and New York City being as busy as it is and always building something. It was a little stab at us having to work so hard, and a little stab at fashion at the same time. And people just started just loving it, especially the nostalgia of the bird on the back and what it means to New York City. So I'm excited for putting out that jacket this past year and seeing so many people gravitate towards it. We sold a shitload of jackets. We was able to not only sell them in the United States, we was also able to launch them in Japan, and it seems to be doing very well out there in Japan also.
Yeah, hopefully you'll launch it in China and some of the other countries as well. Coming up very soon, which I'm sure they're going to be excited having it.
Yes, China I'm excited for. These countries, like we was talking about how big these countries are and the vast amount of people they have there. So to be able to have product to sell in these countries, it's pretty dope. It can be very lucrative. Yeah,
it really could be. Well, I think I don't want to waste too much of your time. Mm-hmm. I really appreciate you coming in on the first podcast. And I'm gonna go and have a hook in there, and I'm gonna do everything that you suggested that I do. Mm-hmm. I want to thank you, and if you or your friend ever need some help, give me a call. I'll be there for you. I promise that.
I'm definitely gonna have him give you a call. I think it'll be very advantageous for him to do so.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you, man.
And happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you for joining us today in our podcast of Attorneys to Artists. We'll catch you next time. And thanks, Jim Jones, for joining us today.
Bow.